experience do you all have in teaching? How many years of experience? 10? What about you, Ma?
4 years.
4. Yes?
13 years.
Yes? 15?
5 years.
Yes, sir.
13 years.
13? Wow.
17.
17?
5.
5 years.
10.
So, 10.
28 years.
That is a wonderful record. Great inning, sir. Yes?
10.
10?
5 years.
Yes?
11.
11. Wonderful. Sir?
29.
Wonderful. You are the Guruji of the class. Yes, sir. 7. What about you, sir? 5. Yes?
22.
22, sir?
20.
Wonderful. Sir?
12 years.
12 years?
8 years.
8? 19? Wow.
10.
10 years?
8.
8 years? Ma'am?
13 years.
13, sir?
30 years.
30. Dronacharya. Yes, next.
1.5.
1.5. You're the sweetest one. 13?
32 years.
32 years. This is the champion. Now, if I ask you, altogether how many years of experience we have in this room? I think on an average we have about 15, 20 years of experience. Into how many? 40 of you?
Yes.
So this is like 40 into 15. How many hours? How many years? 600 hours, 600 years of experience that side, and only 40 years of experience this side. So who's more powerful? This one or that one?
We.
So you guys are my teachers, and before I leave this room, I dare you have to teach me something, okay? Because I am now the student and you are the teacher. Very often, as teachers, we think we are empowered. We are Superman, Batman, chatti pehen ke aa gaya, classmate. But the truth is, none of us are better than the student, because if they permit us only, we become their teacher. Otherwise, we're just somebody talking nonsense. Have you all seen a farmer when he's getting a farm ready to grow his crops? He will dig, he will get the soil ready. After the soil is ready, he doesn't even have to put the plant. He can throw the seeds and the seeds will germinate. But if he doesn't get the soil ready, what will happen? Nothing will happen. The seed will die saying, help, 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 help. Okay? So now, you and I, our job is the farmer's job. The most important thing we do. Why are you and me here? Because we are communicators. You and I are the sutradhar. We tie our children together and build a nation. Yes? The destiny of India is being shaped in her classrooms. The NCRT might think differently, but we know the truth, isn't it? You and I are the ones who are the kings, the kingmakers. Whether you're Prime Minister or you're the Chaprasi, we have made you what you are. If I made you the Prime Minister, I inspired you. If I made you the Chaprasi, I did not inspire you. When you communicate, 90% is only preparing. If I want to talk to your class, I want to talk to you, I want to communicate with you, okay? I want to tell you about something. Say, I want to talk about hydropower, or I want to talk about civil engineering. What do? Now, you're the student and the teacher. If I come to class and say, now I am going to talk about, will you listen to me? No. What will I do? Hi, it's so lovely to see you. You want to be a civil engineer? How wonderful. I think you'll make a fabulous civil engineer. But remember, being a woman civil engineer, don't rob the seat from these boys because they're smart. You should also be equal to them. What happens? There is a bond between us. Immediately you'll say, wow, Meenakshi teacher is very good. She's a good woman. Yes, she's made me feel good. So you are 90% prepared to listen to me. Then whatever nonsense I talk for 10%, you think I am the best teacher, isn't it? So that is the truth of our story. There is a story of a Zen monk. How many of you believe in spirituality? How many of you do puja every day? All of us, no? What do we pray for? What do we pray for? At this stage of our life, what do we pray for? When we go back home, our husband should trouble us, wife should trouble us, they should allow us to watch our Sita should not trouble us, my clothes should be automatically washed, my lesson should be done by somebody else, I should sit happily and enjoy. These are what we think, isn't it? Every morning you get up, what do you do, teachers? When you get up, you think, I have to pack the box of my child. I have to drop my daughter into college. I have to buy the milk for my coffee. Are you thinking, I have to go and work? No. All courses you finish and then you have to go and work in Bulia College. Yes? But once you enter Bulia College, home is forgotten. Except if you have a girlfriend. Okay? So, home is forgotten. And you come to the class with a focus on your particular work. Very difficult because every DPO wants to take you on a better salary. Your salary is this much only. Even now the UGC is paying only this much for a teacher. But all the Wipros are paying this much. But still, why are you here? Because the companies cannot give you what you have got from the college. What did they give you? They made you Superman. They made you Batman. They made you powerful because you come into a classroom alone. Your education is behind you. Your experience is behind you. 32 years of experience. Still today, if you ask her to come in front of a new audience, he will prepare and come. Because after 32 years also, we are still learning how to talk to a new bunch of students. 32 years back, sir, when you came to a class, they were very obedient children, isn't it? They are very obedient with books and papers. Manchwad. Today, rowdies. They have phones. They are listening to nobody. They have earphones and they are listening to some rock music. They are planning to go to the cafe. They are planning to buy a bike. Who's this fellow giving all the sutti? I am not interested. So, your work is very difficult. You are talking to somebody whose 90% is zero. So, where will your 10% bloom? The ground is not set. How do you tell this fellow that I am such and such man, I am your Guruji? He doesn't want to listen to you. Mr. Google Baba told him everything before you opened your mouth. So, today, it's very difficult. We live in a digital world, isn't it? To be a teacher, you have to compete with whom? Google Baba, chat, etc., etc. And who are these people? They are artificial fellows. Who is the natural fellow? You and me. They are artificial intelligence. Today, if you have to be a teacher, 1.5 years, आपका तो सलाह बहुत important है क्योंकि you just started the innings. You held the bat and you come to the crease. You are waiting for the ball. But all of us have gone through googly and body line packing. See, I'm a cricketer, I'm sorry, I'm talking cricket. Did you know what body line is? When the bowler pulls on your body and hurts you. Most of the children are only doing this. They're hurting us. They don't care about us. And you know, if you ask your students what name they have for you, you will be ashamed. The names that they have for you. When we were small also we had Mr. Sutti, Mr. Tatti, everything. But now the names are worse. So be very careful that you are not named that name which you don't want to be. But how do you avoid this body line? So a person who is now fighting the battle of education, not only does he have a post-COVID scenario, do you know what happened before the COVID? We would go home, we'll take out our lessons. Tomorrow I'm going to talk about this topic, 10 slides, IPT. Today, hybrid. Madhugaru will tell you, sir, we repo 1 hour webinar, 1 hour class. So, you have to be 2 avatars. You can wear your underwear, but you wear your suit on top. And you sit in front of the camera and you talk to students. All the cameras are off. So, you don't know whether they are there or they are sleeping or watching TV. But you are talking. Okay? So, that is one way. So, what happened during COVID? Classrooms became hybrid. So, we started talking to nobody. But we were still talking. So, we have to prepare in a different way. It's very difficult. Hats off to all of you. Put your hands up. To those teachers during COVID who taught online. I know how difficult it is not to have an audience. To talk like this with only mosquitoes or black screen, very difficult. I need to have some reaction. But the other side, when you come back to class, what has happened? The student is not interested. He's enjoyed sitting in his house, in his trousers, half pants, eating mango or ice cream, not listening to you and still getting marks, still getting attendance because he's available online. So he doesn't want to listen when he doesn't want to come to class only. He's coming to class to honor you. He wants to see how beautiful the new teacher is or how useless the old teacher has become. That's all. So in such a scenario, how do we make him an entrepreneur? Now the word here is entrepreneur. Friends, when I started my journey as an entrepreneur, I was a scientist already. I was the first woman from India on the Antarctic mission. I had 25 publications, 4 patents. I was a scientist, young scientist. When I went for a job, the vice chancellor said, "You are overqualified. We can't give you a job." Hey, wait, I'm a PhD. Yes, I have 25 papers. I have given some honor to my university, but no job. I'm UGC net qualified. No job because you're not qualified at the reservation. So I didn't get a job. What do? I become a business woman. I have to survive, isn't it? I have to fight. At every stage of your life will tell you, you can take the next step. You can take the next ground. Don't think if your teacher thing is over today, life is ended. No. Life never ends. Life is beautiful. There are some Hindi songs that when you come to the crossroads of your life, another road will open. Yes? That Ruk Jana Nahi Tu Kahin Aar Ke. Have you heard that song? They will always open a new road. So what happened? I went and wrote down what are my qualities, what analysis. I'm not an MBA. What is my strength? I can do Sutti talking, I can talk, yes. What else can I do? I can work very hard. So you do an evaluation of yourself, and your PhD teaches you how to compile it. It makes you do your analysis perfectly. Then you realize, I realized that I was good at events. I was good at standing on stage and talking. But when we went to register an event management company, they did not know 30 years back about event management. It was not there in business. Event management is a word that was coined by me. If I had patented that word, today I'd be a Ambani. But I did not do that. I waited patiently for 2 years till somebody said, okay, Razzmatazz becomes the first event management company registered in India. And that's therefore a scientist and teacher suddenly jumped from the scooter and went into a car and became an entrepreneur. Now let me tell you, why am I telling you this? One day I was a teacher. How I became an entrepreneur? What are my qualities? Did I go to management school? No. Then how am I doing a management lifestyle scheme? How am I managing my life? Every engineer in this country today uses engineering skills, want to upgrade their knowledge skills to have a degree and take the next ground, which is entrepreneurship. Because Skill India, Mr. Modi and his entire team has worked towards making India reliant towards entrepreneurship. Very big word. Entrepreneurship is the word that people have in their mind when they join your class. They don't want to become scientists. Very few of them come back and become teachers because of you. Most of them come with the word that I have to make myself economically viable. The only reason you want to be an entrepreneur is to create a brand space for yourself, whether it's local or global. Secondly, to be economically viable, to be rich enough to come back to my campus and be felicitated by a madam to say, wow, the richest guy in the city is my student. Now that is the trend. But rightfully so, it should actually be the trend, isn't it? You and I, we have learned the hard way that what we have done over 32 years, suppose we wrote a book, sir, 32 years knowledge, content, today they call it content. Content. We are doing content every time we open our mouth. By now, we should have been the top YouTubers. Yes? If at all we had recorded everything we said, we have enough content for the next 25 generations. We have spoken so much in the classroom. But we did not know that. Today, when I ask a young person to come and talk at the Indian Women's Network, she comes with the camera and with the cameraman because 5 minutes she will speak and the internet will be flooded with such and such women spoke on women equality, disparity, gender equality. She is smart. So what is the lesson here? All of us have to pull up our pants and get reliant for a new generation. I will talk about the Zen Buddhist again. One day, this is a story, okay? One day, a young boy was working with a monk. He was doing prayers with a monk. So he went to the monk and said, "Sir, I have been working with you for 10 years. What is my worth?" Everybody wants to know, what is my worth? What is your worth? Your salary is your net worth, isn't it? What I earn from events is my net worth. So what is your worth? We always think money is this is important, isn't it? This is our worth. So when someone says, "Nee koduku em chestunnaranటే పెళ్ళికి," oh, he's worth 1 crore అండి. He earns 1 crore. Actually, how he earns 1 crore is also not of interest. How much does he earn is interesting, isn't it? So he came and asked, "What is my worth?" So the Guruji said, "You want to know your worth? Go to the garden at the back and pick up a nice stone and come." So he went running to the backyard. He found a big stone, beautiful stone, the most beautiful stone, black color stone. And he came running with the stone. And he said, "Guruji, Guruji, here is the stone." He said, "Take this stone to the marketplace. Take the stone to the marketplace. You sit next to a vegetable guy and try to sell the stone, but you should not open your mouth. If anybody asks you how much is the stone, you must put 2 fingers up. Okay? Don't negotiate. No negotiation. Whatever you say is correct." So he went with the stone to the vegetable market. He sat next to the potato seller. And then an auntie came along. And she said, "What is this? Next to this potatoes, there's a stone. How much is that stone?" So what did he do? So she said, "Oh, is it 2 rupees?" Then he didn't answer. 20 rupees? He didn't answer. He's so excited. Useless, worthless stone, she's willing to give him 20 rupees. He's all excited. So he decided not to say to auntie. He went back and told, "Guruji, Guruji, today I have got 20 rupees for this stone." So Guruji said, "Oh, wow, beautiful. Tomorrow you will go to the museum. You will take the stone and sit at the entrance of the museum. If anybody asks you how much it costs, you must say only 2. And don't open your mouth, don't negotiate." So he went running with the stone to the museum. In the museum, all these pseudo guys are going around. "Oh wow, this is so beautiful, beautiful. What is the stone?" So they come and ask him, "How much is the stone?" He looks at them and says, they say, 20,000 rupees. He doesn't answer. 2 lakhs? 2 rupees to 20 rupees to 2,000 rupees to 20,000 rupees to 2 lakhs. He's so excited. "Oh, my Guruji is going to really love me." He just kept running back to the Guruji and said, "Today I got an offer for 2 lakhs for this stone." Guruji said, "Wow, this is a brilliant thing that you're doing, but it's not over. Tomorrow you go to the antique shop. You take the same stone, sit at the antique shop. If anybody asks you how much it costs, you will say, don't open your mouth." So he took it and went to the antique shop. Many hours, nobody's come to the antique shop. He's waiting outside. Suddenly one car and one rich lady in stilettos gets down and she looks and says, "Oh, Ravi Varma paintings. I want to take this to my country." And then she sees this guy and she says, "Hey, how much is that stone?" And he says, and she says, 2 crores. Won't you negotiate it? 2 crores is too much. She looks at her husband and says, "This must be a meteor. It's worth 2 crore rupees." The boy can't even understand what is happening to him. 2 crore rupees for this rubbish? He's so excited. He runs back. He runs back to his Guruji and says, "Today I got offer for 2 crores for this stone." Then the Guruji said, "You are also just like the stone. Each one of us is actually where we are put. Each one of us. If we want to work in a municipal school, we will only be a municipal teacher. However brilliant we are, we come to the same brilliance, isn't it? Nothing has changed. You and I have learned from the same gurus. We all taught our classes. That is why we are teachers. And to be a teacher, you have to be brilliant. A teacher is the most beautiful and valuable asset for country. We know who we are. But why then are we putting ourselves in the wrong places? This is how a teacher's value is. You go to a bigger university. So today when I'm interviewing students for jobs, I'm on the job campus, career guidance. I get students from IIMs who comes for interviews. When I look at them, my colleagues say, "I am rounded off," which means these guys are the best in the country. I will not say that, because these guys went to RIM and they qualified. They went to IIT and qualified, but they are not as good as my students from Korea College. They are not as good as my students from St. Joseph's College, because these students from Bullia and St. Joseph are grounded middle-class students. If you ask any BPO today, instead of paying 2 crores for that IIM I would rather pay 30-40 lakhs for a middle class fellow from a middle income group from a rural 3-tier city. So today the students who are coming to you in your college are not those rich kids. Most of them are middle class students, isn't it? So why am I telling you all this? Middle class students have only one attitude. I have to get a job like my father and become a government servant, isn't it? And then find a nice rich wife and get married. It is so strange. Girls, they will fight tooth and nail for the entrance exam, MSET. They will take the seat from the boys. They will become engineers, then they will get married. And then they have babies and they will disappear. And what about the poor boys? They don't have a job because they did not become engineers. So this is the disparity thing that is missing link in our education system and in engineering colleges like yours. We have thousands extra engineering colleges. Half the colleges don't have children. And then colleges that have children, half of them are 30% are girls who do not know how to sit at a table. So girls, when you're talking to your girl students, teach them leadership. Teach them what they have done. How beautifully they have sat at the table. Not to move from that seat, because if they move from that seat, a strong boy will sit there who's not half as worth as you. But you don't know your worth. So why are you sitting there? As teachers, it is not the curriculum, friends. Each child is a Teddy. Each child is our baby. Each one of us is Mrs. Thomas. Each one of us is first a mother and then a teacher. So we have to look at every child in a unique model. I just heard that some child has committed suicide on the campus. Why did that happen? Will you permit your child to commit suicide? There must have been a reason. Children come from different homes. What they live in their home is different. When they come to you, they are yours. If you see a child who is sad, if you see a child who is not having the confidence and you know the child is good, reach out and touch his hand. Nobody can refuse a kind person. You might be the useless teacher who eats his brain. You might be the Brahmananam of this college. But still, the minute you show kindness, it makes you very different. Now I have some statistics in front of my face that says, because of artificial intelligence, students who are today in your class, they will have, they might be 20, 25 years when they come into the corporate world. They will change their job 7 times by the time they are 60. It's the truth. Because every 7 years, the profile of the job will change. So today I am working in WMS. After 7 years, they say, we don't want back-end services. We want you to get into something else. So I have to learn. I have to grow. You will learn to earn. You will educate to live. So what you do now is every 7 years, teachers, you have to improve yourself. Because if you have to lead the child, you have to train. The trainer, that is you. Okay? Artificial intelligence is nothing but a computer. Everything has become a computer. Somebody said the world will end because of artificial intelligence. So, who's the villain here? We created the computer? Yes, but we didn't upgrade our skills, so we didn't understand the computer. So the computer became the boss, and in every movie, science fiction movie, the computers will come and catch the Homo sapien and finish him. So this is the future. So our entrepreneurs who are dreaming of making the lifeline for India, and India is the youngest country in the world. Do you know that? We are also the most populated country in the world. What a beautiful equation. We have the largest population in the world, but the youngest population. The average population of India is 25. So you and I are Kayapa. We are not counted. There are more than 60% of our people are young. They are in the driver's seat. You and I are supposed to lead those people who know much more than us. When they are born, your children, your grandchildren are already on the phone. They know how to send messages. They have understood what ChatGPT is. They don't need you. They will go to ChatGPT and say civil engineering, such and such thing, and the whole lesson will come. Why come here and listen to the Sutti? Isn't it? So how can you be different? In what way is a teacher going to upgrade their skills? There will be a time in the future when there will be no teacher. You and I are irrelevant. There will be no writer. Today I write books and become bestseller. But then tomorrow, computer will write books and everybody will become bestseller. Yes? So we have to compete in a world that is very, very, very full of predators. It's not a COVID. Our own system is full of predation. Now, how many of you are getting bored? Put your hand up both of you. I am getting bored of talking to you. So shall we play a game? Shall we? Okay, ma'am, just give the balloons to everybody. Now I'm going to see how many of you can communicate. See, 90% is preparation. 10% only we have to communicate. So let me see how good are you in the 10%. Bullia College, challenge Ramadu. How many of you are good at communication? Put your hand up. Yes, one. You are good at communication, ma'am? You actually made you communicate. Yes, you are good at communication. See, leadership, I tell you, if I ask you anything, the leader will put your hand up first. Don't wait. Only if I say something wrong, you put your hand up, something is wrong with you. But good qualities. Who wants to be the leader? I. Whether you are leader or not, the moment you say I, you are caught in the leadership role. Okay? So always learn to stand up and say me. But listen to what is being told for what you are leader. Okay? So I'm going to now see how many of you have communication skills. You have a balloon in your hand. This balloon is our ecosystem. Okay? You will blow into the balloon, all of you. Carbon dioxide, hydrogen, etc., into the balloon. Then a balloon which has no personality suddenly becomes a magnificent, beautiful bubble of light. But shall always blow the balloons? Please blow the balloons. Okay? Now blow the balloons. Blow it. I know some of you are frightened the balloon will burst. But it's okay. I'll give you another balloon of this burst and we'll charge you 25 rupees per balloon. Come on. Let me see who goes a little fastest. Fastest.
Don't blast it. Wow, they are good.
Okay, tie the balloon up. Woo! There you go, someone more. A big hand to him. He has the most beautiful gaseous body. Absolutely brilliant. In the future, he's the most wonderful resource in this room. We are running out of gas, sir. We are proud of you. Yes. Okay, now all of you stand in your place and hold up your balloons, all of you. Okay, stand up and hold up your balloons. Now all of you get to the center of the room, somewhere that side. All of you get to the center of the room. All of you get to the center of the room. Okay, all of you hold your balloon up. I am going to give you 1 minute time, okay? You have to save your balloon. Come on, save your balloon. 1 minute time. Your break is came earlier. Save your balloon. Okay, now I'm going to play another game. Whoever bursts their balloon first is the winner. Okay, we have only one winner. Come on, sit down. Come here. All of you sit down. Sometimes the syllabus is leaked before the examination. Yes? What happens? All of you are prepared with that question which is already told to you. This will come in the syllabus. But communicators will listen very clearly if there is another command. Last minute, if the syllabus changes, what happens? So therefore, what is giving that good bag? Therefore, oh okay. This badge of best wishes and I love you go to you. What is your name? Swati. So what happens? So somebody played this game yesterday. Yes? Mika, secret is out of the bag. So what did you do? Monuti. I know the answer. This lady is wasting her time. But you're not ready to listen to the next command. What's the next command? Burst the balloon. So where is the game ending? In saving or in bursting? So what happened to 10%? 90% you're ready. Yes, please. Leaked paper. Okay? 10% communication is wrong. Ona, thank you so much. I will tell you a very important theory. How many of you like to eat vadas? How many of you like vada? South Indian dish. Now I'm going to give you a very, very important theory. You will never hear this anywhere. It is called the 7 vada theory. Remember, one lady called Meenakshi came to your college and told you the 7 vada theory. It's a very important theory because this theory will now be patented by us and we will win awards. But I will tell you secretly, don't share with anybody, okay? Once upon a time, there was this guy, and a North Indian boy who comes to Vizag. And someone tells him, "Arey bhai sahab, aap 10 bada hotel mein vada khaye ki nahi?" He said, "Ye vada kya hai?" He says, "Go and eat vada. It's the most nutritious, tasty, and the most beautiful South Indian dish." So Mr. Mehra goes to 10 bada hotel, okay? And then he asked the question to the waiter, "Arey, do you have vada?" He said, "Yes." "Okay, will this vada make my hunger satisfied? Will it satisfy my hunger?" So he looks at the big vadas with sambar, with chutney. He says, "Yes sir, this vada will make you full." So he said, "Okay, get me vada." So how much is the vada? 50 rupees a plate, sir. Oh, 50 rupees a plate for these 2 vadas? Okay, get me vada. So he got 2 vadas. He ate that 2 vadas. He said, "Get me 1 more plate." 2 more vadas. "Get me 1 more plate." 2 more vadas. "Get me 1 more plate." So by the time he took the 7th vada, his stomach got full. And he said, "This is absolutely brilliant. हम भाईजाग को फिर आएंगे और हमारा खानदान को लेकर भरा खाएंगे." So then he said, "Okay, get the bill." So how much money would he ask for? 50 rupees into 6 plates or 7 plates. How many plates? 2, 3, 4 plates. That means 50 into 4, 200 rupees. He said, 200 rupees? But you told me it's 50 rupees. He said, "Sir, 1 plate is 50 rupees. You ate 4 plates." He said, "I asked you the question at the beginning. Will the vada satisfy my hunger? On the 7th vada only, my hunger got satisfied. So how much do I pay you? How much do I pay you?" Now why is this 7 vada theory important? 6 vadas were preparing him. 6 vadas were preparing his intestines and his gastric system to get ready for being full. But which communicated? 7th vada did the job of communication. 90% is only preparing by eating 6 vadas. The 7th vada did the job of the teacher. It communicated and filled his stomach. What is important? Listening skills. If that boy had listened clearly, he wouldn't have got into trouble. Because that man asked, "Give me vada that will satisfy my hunger." In the same way, all of us do not listen. We think we know everything. So before we enter into the classroom, before we start talking, we know all the answers. Learn to listen. In today's world, children are talking to us. The children are telling us important stories. At no stage has the teacher stopped learning. Before they used to say, a teacher is learning all her life. That is not true now. Every minute, the teacher is telling you. I did not know about some things on internet. Friends with mutual benefits. Have you heard about it? Friends with mutual benefits. Getting married, living happily is a problem. But I can have a friend who can have sex with me, mutual benefit. We are only friends, not married. Live-in relationships. These are all new concepts. If I do not know about it, how can I have a conversation with a young man? For them it is normal. Blind dating. For me, blind dating means one blind lady will be there singing one song and man will come and hold her hand and say, "Teri aankhon mein mere aankhein dal ke I am going to marry you." That is blind dating. Today, blind dating means going and having affair with somebody without knowing who they are. Now these are all concepts that have come up. If you do not know, will you be able to talk intelligently to your students? So what do you have to do? You have to upgrade your skills like that balloon in your hand. How much ever gas you put into that balloon, the balloon will burst with nonsense. It will only fill as much information as it can. Beyond that, the world is your balloon. You have to take this information from different places. Last year, my son came into my seat He's now the driver of Razzmatazz. He said, "Ma, 30 years we have worked hard. Do you know what an event manager's work is? I should get up at 3:34. I won't know when I'm sleeping. Day and night I used to work. I had small babies, rocking the cradle, giving milk, feeding, cooking for mother-in-law, washing vessels, studying. Everything happened within 30 years. So what was I doing? I was actually being Ma Devi, Parvati. I was being that woman, doing everything but nothing perfectly because I was feeling inadequate. And suddenly the government of India gives me a scholarship. Mon Busho, madam, you have 25 papers. We did not give you a job, but we will give you a Mon Busho scholarship to go and study in Kyoto. Suddenly, you've started working in an event management company. Your company is growing. You're standing next to big people, prime ministers, presidents. But then what happens? Your past catches up like an old boyfriend. Your old friend comes and tells you, no, chalo, let's have another affair. Ala vachesindi na life lo. What did it say? Let's go to Monbusho, let's become a scientist, let's become part of the United Nations. Those days they were willing to pay me 5 lakh rupees a month, which is a lot of money. What do I do? What do I do? Do I leave everything and say now, buzz off, Razzmatazz, I have to get back. I don't want to be an entrepreneur. No. You are committed. You have a team, you have a dream. You have everything going for something where you're not earning as much as what your past is telling you. Do you know that day? It was a very difficult day for me as a person because my mother-in-law and my husband are wonderful people. They said, go ahead, we will look after the children. But standing there, I tore my paper and I said, I cannot go. Because my son came and told me, that time he was 5 years old, "Mom, I forgot what you look like." My 5-year-old Rohit came and told me, "I forgot what you look like because Miss Muslima's in the house all the time, or she stays in the house." Suddenly she's going away to Monbusho, some other country. My son came and told me. I did not take that scholarship. I did not go and I continued Razzmatazz. You know, today, every time people used to say, "Man, you missed a chance." Vice Chancellor says, "You missed a chance." I would have retired as Vice Chancellor of Andhra University. But you know what happened? That boy was 5 years old that day. He died when he was 21. He got cancer. His mother did not leave him. His mother stood with him. For the next 16 years, I held his hand. And Rohit and I wrote stories of life together. Today, I have memories of a child I would have lost. Your priority will dictate. At that time, you will not realize. If today somebody says, "Arey Meenakshi, you're a fool." Yes, I'm a fool. I'm a very happy fool. So sometimes, you know, in our jobs, in coming and being somebody, in bringing money to the table, we forget small emotions. We forget to hug our mothers or fathers. We take them for granted. Our wives are everything to their work, but nobody can dignify your life or be a part of your life as your spouse. That husband who's useless in watching television is the only one who will stand next to you when any problem comes. Don't write those people away. Your journey has to be inclusive. I come to the most favorite part which the Indian Women Network talks about. Girls, boys also. When we marry for the right reasons. Teach your children this. Today none of the boys want to marry, none of the girls. I don't blame them. Because girls have become equal. The girls have learned to become equal. And you know what equality is for the girl modern day? They're wonderful, they're absolutely brilliant. But equal is, I will drink as much as you, I will smoke as much as you, I will go out as much as you. There is a limit in which your child has to come to equality. Yes, I will go to the farm, I will go to the ground, I will work in the refinery, I will go shoulder to shoulder and fight the war. That is equality. But there are some things that a man cannot do. He cannot feed your baby, he cannot have your child. But he will be there next to you. Make him your partner. Let your partner be an actual partner. Explain to your students, boys and girls, marry for the right reasons. Because our job is nothing but to procreate. We are on planet Earth not to have a time pass and go. If we do not leave our footprints on the sands of time, what will Charles Darwin have to do with us? What will the theory of evolution talk about us? What about our intelligence? What is the brilliance we have learned? Whom can we teach about the next future? There will be no future, no planet A. There is no planet without any of us actually procreating. So we have to have children for the right reasons. We have to tell our students, apart from doing your civil and engineering or mechanical engineering, apart from making a difference in the world and the country, also make a difference in your own ecosystem. Make sure that you are an entrepreneur in your house first. Who is an entrepreneur? An entrepreneur is a person who decides for a team of efficient people. At every stage of life, your mother will be the commander-in-chief. However big your father is. If Modi ji was married, he'll be even today. Because you might be the prime minister, but when you come back home, the lady in the house is the one who dictates. And why the lady? Most of the houses, why do the women lead? Because we are perfect leaders. We are better leaders. The men are wonderful people. They are great resources of strength and resilience. But there is some emotional disparity. And for all the boys out there, I must tell you some bad news. I'm a genetic student. You know we are XX chromosome. You're XY chromosome. Do you know that? Yes or no?
Yes.
We are XX, you're XY. It is proved that XX is stronger than XY. Okay? All the alleles, the diseases that come with genetic diseases are linked to the Y chromosome. Which means the normal patriarchal society where the man has a problem, it will have a 50% chance of showing itself. So the XX chromosome is chosen to be the birth delivery person and the person who looks after. We are stronger. And when we were younger, women and men walk together. They walk for the right reason. Somewhere in between, the men walk ahead and women start walking at the back. So women, please walk not in front of your man, not behind him, but next to him. They like it. Remember, every man likes a woman who is efficient. And every woman likes a man who understands and respects that equality. So in today's world, whether you're entrepreneur, student, scientist, anything, there are only three qualities: dedication, devotion, duty, and the biggest thing of all, to be daring, to be different. You and I come with an expiry date. You're not going to live forever. I'm not going to live forever. One day, we will die. One day, we will perish into the ground. Yes? What do we have? Maybe 60, 70 years of time? Leave your footprints on the sands of time. When I leave this room, I might have spoken 100 things. But you might only remember only one thing. Hey, Meenakshi said about Mrs. Thompson. Somebody will say, Vada. So you will remember only one thing, isn't it? Who is that one thing? That is your brand. That is your brand. Brand yourself. Decide, when I teach my class, apart from the education curriculum, what is that extra that I am giving for the future generations to become leaders? How do I lead a student with my contribution? If you go to Google Baba, you have Isha, Guruji, you have this Guruji, so many people talking beautiful stuff. The children are actually watching. Why do they want to listen to your Guru stuff? Because those Gurujis are somewhere in some ashram, talking to them in a lovely air-conditioned room. You are actually sweating with them and telling them a story which should sound truthful, be truthful, and it should be the truth. Okay? So, I don't know, I came absolutely unprepared to talk to you. I just wanted to be here because today is a day when I remember my best teacher, my mother. She taught me many things. All of us will only say the best teacher in our lives is our mother. Yes? But after mother, Acharya Devo Bhava. Who is that Acharya? We are that Superman, Superwoman who has the power to change the trajectory of the nation. If there are any questions out there that you would like me to answer, or if there's anything that you want me to learn from you, you all are more experienced than me, please let me know, because I told you, before I leave that room, I have to learn something new. Yes? Would anybody like to talk? Would anybody like to share some experiences? You might have had so many people talking to you, isn't it? People come, they put the laptop, tuck, slides. I get very bored of that. I'm so sorry. I can't give you matter. Because that is not the matter. What matters is this, isn't it? The matter is inside you and me. If I like you, and I don't like you, I love you. Because the Priya matter, the inertia between us is floating. are moving. I want to say, when I leave this room, I want to meet you again. I don't want the story to end here. It's so romantic. I met so many beautiful people. Can we keep in touch? Till I die, can we be friends? Would you invite me to your wedding? Would you put a seat that says, Mother, make me sit there? These are the things that we have to talk to ourselves, because you and I are only human beings. You and I are only human beings. And in that only lies the truth of life. Yes? Is there anything that you want to say?
How you are maintaining this much of energy level?
Okay, sir. Now I want to ask you, how
I
old
was
am
a
I?
grandmother also.
How old am I, sir? Tell me.
You are looking like 40, 45 years old.
I love you. I love you. Tell me. Tell me. So you know, I turned 61 this year. And I have a 32-year-old son who says, Ma, don't walk next to me. Somebody asked my son, who's that babe with you? We both are colleagues. We go for pitches together. No one knows he's my son. But he's such an amazing boy. He's intelligent and he's so modern. So sometimes when we sit at pitches, people tell me, man, you have trained your staff so well. They even talk like you. They look like you. I feel so proud that a chip of my own self is sitting in that seat. But sir, I'll tell you the secret. When you lose something, no, you lose it forever. When I lost my child, I lost myself forever. This is 15, 16 years ago. When Rohit passed away, Anantram and I, we are the best of friends. Life stopped for us. I thought I should end my life because he's the firstborn. He was 21 years old when he passed away. And he was such a brilliant boy. He represented India. He was a writer, he was a singer, he was just like me. And everything ended. You know, the first child was born to you was always something special. And for 1 year, it was over. But then one day, my younger son Rahul said, what about me? What about me? My daddy told me, what about me? And for a second, I realized injustice. It is not your pain, it's his pain too. He also has to handle this pain. So when you start handling pain, no, you don't care. I don't care what people say about me. I went out and got tattoos. When I was young, I never used to talk. I said, no, don't take tattoos. Very bad people have tattoos. I couldn't be bothered. I have tattoos because this is me. I got my nose pierced. People ask me, ma'am, what are you doing? I like it. This is me. I want to be myself. So when you start being yourself, you don't care for validation from somebody else, you bloom like a flower, sir. Thank you for asking that question. And for all those who want to stay young, come to me. Live one day with me. I have a lot of fun. Yes, ma'am.
So Abhi sir has a question. Okay, you got mine. A small question. I don't know whether it's a right thing to ask you or not, but I have a question. I have got two daughters. The elder one is around 10 years, and she says that she doesn't like studies. She's into everything. She's into everything like activity. She's good at everything, creative and all. But when the books are open, she says, no, this is not what I want. What should I do?
You know,
Stop being a teacher.
Stop being a teacher. So this sentence is coming. This hangover, no? After you have 2 pegs, what happens to your head? What happens after you drink? Your hangover brings the truth out. Drink it. Drink your life. Once you drink your life correctly, in your hangover you will realize that you are not a teacher at all. When you become a mother, the most beautiful thing is let your child fly. But pray for the child and be there to hold. See, today the world is very dangerous. And when you say that I want my child to settle down, it doesn't mean as a student. I mean, there are people. I know, I interviewed a boy. He is known as MBA Chaiwala. Have you heard about him? MBA, I interviewed him. He failed in his exams. His father wanted him to do MBA at IIM. He took that 8,000 rupees for the entrance exam and started chai shop. In Ahmedabad, he's not the only, don't think Prime Minister is the only famous tea man. This is another tea guy. He is today 21 years old. He's got 280 crore rupees. Only selling tea. And you know what his strength is? He doesn't give tea, he gives an experience. When you come for tea to his shop, his tea is only come for 50 rupees. But the way he will talk to you, what is your problem? You need somebody? There's a notice board. Please put up, I need, my dog is missing. So he gives you an experience. Your child would be one of them. One. Secondly, there is something known as dyslexia. See, sometimes we close our eyes to problems. Our child might be having, they call it disease, but it's not disease. 12 of the most famous people in the world were dyslexic, including Albert Einstein. Dyslexic. So what will happen? Only some things they will see and like, some things they won't like. I have a channel called Meet Meenama. If you visit my channel, you will come across these cases of people. I work with A.R. Rahman. A.R. Rahman, as a child, he's just a few years younger than me. He lost his father when he was 10 years old. His father was a very famous music director. And his school teacher told him, take this boy out because he can't pay the fees. And his mother, auntie, they told auntie, let this boy go and beg on the street, but we don't want Padma Sheshatri school. Imagine 10-year-old Dilip, that is his name, Dilip. Dilip is 10 years old, he's a brilliant, genius musician. He was asked to come out of the school because his parents could not, his mother could not afford to pay the fees. What a scar in his mind. Today, he is a Grammy Award winner, Oscar Award winner, BAFTA winner, Filmfare Award winner. He is A.R. Rahman. Can you take it away from him that he was born without education? He is a school dropout. Don't feel ashamed. Let your child do what she wants to, but guide her correctly. If it's for the wrong reasons, if there's peer pressure, the wrong people, keep an eye. Keep a hawk-like eye. But always love the child as your own, and you should be in the foot of that child. Okay? Children are unreasonable, so you have to keep an eye. And there's no harm in talking to friends. Share. Sometimes, the mother's the most hated. I used to hate my mother till I got married. Because she'll tell me, don't talk to boys, don't go out, don't wear shorts. Nonsense. I was playing for India. Don't wear shorts? Yes. One day I went for a talk like this. Somebody called my mother and said, Meenakshi is wearing a dress, plunging dress. So I called my mother, called me, where are you? I'm in such and such place. Are you wearing a plunging dress? I said, yeah, but I'm talking at the TEDx. What? You're talking at the TEDx with plunging a dress? No, not acceptable. So a mother will see only the leg. My father saw the experience of TEDx. My daughter is talking at TEDx. So change your perception. You will be fine. My husband and I, to answer your question, sir, we are India's first palliative medical clowns. We dress up as jokers. Almost every second Sunday, we go to hospitals where we have little children suffering from cancer, and we play with the children because they're terminally ill, they're dying. They remind us of our child. We go there because we want to handle our pain. We said goodbye to our child in a hospital, but it is not to go there and to become jokers. We hold the hand of those parents who are going through what we went through. They do not know, they do not want to accept that the child is dying. Most of the time, children who are dying, the parents are in denial. They don't want to live. Something will happen. One lamp will come like that from the diya, and the child will become okay. You see this in movies. Doctor will come and do this, and then they become okay. My child is absolutely fine. And then when the child dies, they come back to us and we form a community. So if you want to be a clown, come and join us. It's very difficult to be a clown. Do you know what you have to do? You have to remove this clothes that you're wearing. This is your ego. And get into a clown's clothes. The first time was very difficult for us because Meenakshi sarees are so good. Anantram wear these silk shirts. But the minute you wear those joker clothes, you become Superman. You enter the hospital and you are the best thing in the campus. The children love you because you have brought so much of gifts, affection and happy times. You know next week when you go back to the hospital, the child is no more alive. But you have left your impact. The child died happy that she met Jokal uncle and Jokal auntie. Am I running out of time? Yes? Okay. I just want to leave you with a small suggestion, a small thing that I learned in my life. My book is a bestseller on Amazon. It's a poetry book. It's called Mariposa. Mariposa means butterfly. That explains my tattoo. In Mariposa, I have shown the life of a butterfly. All of us are born as eggs, isn't it? All of us are born as eggs. Somebody lays us. Yes? All look the same when we are born. White eggs. After some time, activity starts, the egg breaks, and we come out as ugly caterpillars. That is the time when we are in school and college. We come out and start eating all the leaves, like how all the students eat the knowledge. The teaching that you all give, the little caterpillars come to your class, they will be eating. Some of them are very awkward, they do not know how to handle themselves. They are all like Eddie. They want to eat and grow and become big. They keep, suddenly what happens? They get jobs. They leave the campus and go into corporate worlds and they become pupae. Their life stops. They become pupae. Their parents get them married. Family life starts. Corporate life starts. All the problems start. All your Mandu friends have disappeared. All your childhood friends have got married and disappeared. You are stuck in a ball or a chrysalis. You become like a pupa. For many years in corporate life, we become stationary pupae. When you reach the age of Meenakshi, at the age of 60, one day, that pupa will crack. And then, when you come out, you won't recognize yourself. Because you would have learned so much that the caterpillar would have become a beautiful butterfly. So life is not bad. Life is not at all bad. You know, now, right now, you are a good pupae, working hard. It's not difficult times. But remember, one day will come when you will retire, and then your life will start. Your life will start. By then, make sure you have enough of ambitious projects, passions. Learn new things so that you don't get fed up of life. And your teachers, learn to put your content into something and teach the future generation. Your life, friends, all of you, your life lies ahead of you. Your life lies ahead of you like a field of unbeaten snow. Unbeaten snow is white. Your life lies ahead of you. Yes, Mom? Like a field of unbeaten snow. Be careful how you step on it, or every mark will show. God bless you. Have a wonderful innings. And remember, power is knowledge.
I would like to say something to you on behalf of all the colleagues.
So wait, I'll give you the mic.
mic.
Jose, mic.
I love you too.
Everybody. Love you, ma'am.
We love you, ma'am.